Hey guys, what's up? Today I have come to you with a new video. Today I am going to discuss a new poem. It is called My Own True Family. It is written by Edward James Ted Hughes. He was a great modern English poet, and one of the major threats to humanity is deforestation and increasing rate of pollution. And this poem concerns about these phenomenon, these deforestation and the harm made by people to nature. So this is the central idea of the poem. This poem is divided into 5 stanzas. Each consists of 3 lines. So the total number of lines is 15 lines. Now let's read the text of the poem. Let's see the first stanza first. Once I crept in an oak wood, I was looking for a stag. The narrator here may be the poet himself or someone else, a child or someone else. The narrator crept, that means shantorpone chola, to walk carefully. This is called creep. And the poem is written in past tense. That's why the past form of creep is written, that is crept. So once the narrator or the poet himself, he was wandering, he was roaming in the oak forest, and he was looking for a stag. Stag means a male deer. It's very important. It can be asked in MCQ that what do you mean by stag? Stag means male deer. Now let's see the second line. I met an old woman there, all novelistic and rag. So there the poet or the narrator meets an old woman and old lady, and that old lady symbolically represents Mother Nature, and our nature is very old. It is 4-5 billion years old. Symbolically, metaphorically, the old woman represents our nature. And the condition of nature, we know that the condition of nature is very bad because of the detrimental deeds done by humanity. So that's why the old nature is with a stick, and the stick is not a very good condition. It is nobly, that means gaad jukto, beka chora, and rag means unclear, dirty, torn up clothes, ছেঁড়া খোড়া জামা কাপড় পরে আছেন ওই বৃদ্ধা মহিলা. And what does she say? Let's see. She said, I have your secret here inside my little bag. So she said that inside my little bag I have your secret. The poet's or the narrator's secrets is there inside her little bag. So that means we know that nature knows every secret. Nature knows everything what we have done, the harms that we have done on nature. She knows everything. That's why Mother Nature, represented by the old lady, she remarks, she utters that she has every secret of the poet inside her little bag. Let's see the next stanza of the poem. Let's see that. Then she began to cackle and I began to quack. Then the old lady began to cackle, that means began to speak out. And as soon as the poet comes to know about the condition of nature due to human interference and human intervention, she started quacking, that means shaking. Quack means shake. ভয়ে কাঁপতে শুরু করে দিলেন তিনি যে বাবা এরকম condition. He was worried. The narrator, the poet, the lyrical voice, he was worried as soon as he comes to know about the condition of nature. Let's see the next lines. She opened up her little bag and I came twice awake. Then the old lady opened up her little bag and the narrator, the poet, came twice awake. That means he again takes birth. That means his inner self, his inner consciousness, his inner awareness is awakened as soon as he comes to know about the condition of nature. অর্থাৎ তার অন্তরের দৃষ্টিভঙ্গির এবং তার চেতনার পুনর্জন্ম ঘটলো. Twice awake means তার চেতনার জন্ম ঘটলো বা তিনি সচেতন হলেন পরিবেশের প্রতি. Then surrounded by a staring tribe and me tied to a stake, and he saw that he was surrounded by a staring tribe. Tribe means a group of people, and staring means they are looking at the poet, they are looking at the narrator. That's why it is called they are staring tribe. And the poet or the narrator is tied to a post, to a pole. Okay. Then what do the people of the tribe say? Let's see. They said, "We are the oak trees and your own true family. We are chopped down, we are torn up. You do not blink an eye." So according to them, they are the own true family of the poet, because we know that trees are our own true family. They are our friends. We should treat them as our own family. And they said that we are your own true family. And we are chopped down, we are cut down, we are torn up by people. With the advancement of civilization, we are suffering. And you do not blink an eye. This is very important portion of the poem. Do not blink an eye. It means you remain indifferent, you remain emotionless, and you do not do anything to protect us, to preserve our existence, to help us. You do not do anything. তুমি কিছুই করছো না, জাস্ট ইগনোর করে চলে যাচ্ছ। দ্যাট ইজ হোয়াট দিস পার্টিকুলার লাইন মিনস। লেটস সি দ্য নেক্সট লাইনস। Unless you make a promise now, you are going to die. Then the staring tribe threat the poet or the lyrical voice that the poet is going to die if he does not make a promise. If he does not make a certain promise, then he is going to die. Whenever you see an oak tree felled, swear you will plant two. So what is the promise that the narrator was ordered to make? The promise is that you have to plant two oak trees. Whenever you see that one oak tree is cut down or torn up by people, then you have to plant two trees. This is the promise that you have to make. Unless you swear, the black oak bark will wrinkle over you and root you among the oaks where you were born but never grew. So if you do not make this promise, if you do not swear that you will plant two oak trees, and whenever you see one oak tree is felled, if you do not make this promise, then this black bark, chhal, gachir chhal of the oak tree would fall over you, তোমার উপরে পড়ে যাবে, and you will born but you will not grow. Root you among the oak trees where you were born but never grew. That means তুমি জন্মাবে কিন্তু তোমার ফিজিক্যাল, মেন্টাল, ইমোশনাল গ্রোথ হবে না। থিঙ্ক অ্যাবাউট ইট। আমাদের পলিউশনের জন্য আমরা জন্মাবো কিন্তু আমাদের শরীর খারাপ বেড়ে যাচ্ছে, আমাদের বিভিন্ন ভাইরাস অ্যাটাক করছে, এবং আরো এরকম আনুষঙ্গিক ঘটনা যত দিন যাবে আর ঘটতে থাকবে। ফর দ্যাট রিজন ইট মিনস দ্যাট আমরা জন্মাবো কিন্তু আমাদের সিভিলাইজেশন, আমাদের মেন্টাল গ্রোথ হবে না, আমাদের ফিজিক্যাল গ্রোথ হবে না, ডিউ টু সাম ডিজিজ, ডিউ টু নিউ ব্যাকটেরিয়া, ভাইরাস। সো দিস ইজ হোয়াট দিস লাইন মিনস, যে তুমি জন্মাবে ঠিকই কিন্তু তোমার ইমোশনাল, মেন্টাল, ফিজিক্যাল ডেভেলপমেন্ট ঘটবে না, ঘটতে সক্ষম হবে না, because of the detrimental things that we have done and we are doing to our mother nature. Right? Let's see the last stanza of the poem. Let's do it. This was my dream beneath the boughs, the dream that altered me. So it was the dream. Basically, all these things happened in the dreamy world of the narrator. While the narrator was wandering in the oak wood looking for a stag, a male deer, he eventually fell in sleep under the branch of an oak tree, and he had a dream. Inside his dream, he saw all these things. And this dream of the narrator under the branch of a certain oak tree, that dream alters him. That dream changes him. What is the change that is done by the dream? Let's see. It is written in the next two lines. When I came out of the oak wood back to human company, my walk was the walk of a human child, but my heart was a tree. So after some time, as soon as he wakes up, he comes out of the oak wood and he comes to the human society. Physically, he was a human being at that time, but mentally he becomes a tree. That means his heart was filled with love for the trees because he knew that they are our own true family. So this is about the poem. I hope আমি তোমাদের বোঝাতে পেরেছি। আরো কিছু ডাউট থাকলে you should call me and stay tuned. Goodbye.